Well, it's now February the 2nd and it's a bit of a blustery day here down at the allotment, but I had a delivery today of my new grapevines. These are the grapevines that I ordered from a company called Grove Nurseries. They are the flame variety, you can see there. So they're a red seedless grape variety. They come in about a 3 litre pot, so you can sort of see they're a good size. They're grafted on, so you've got them, I don't know what they're grafted on rootstock to, but you can see the graft here. It's kind of like a bit of wax on it, and then the variety is going on the top. You can start to see it's actually breaking dormancy there, little bud coming out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be planting these in this row here that I'll show you in a little while. They're the trellis system that I've got ready for them, and I'm going to show you how I plant them and the training methods I'm going to use to be growing these grapes. Okay, so this is where we're going to be planting our grapes. We've got between 2 posts here. They're probably about 8 foot apart, and the grapevines are going to grow in the center here. So what I'm going to do, you can see that this is the pot, so roughly sort of work out where you're going to plant it. So that's your pot there. Then we just dig a hole where we're going to put it. Remove any unwanted debris and stuff. You want to make a nice deep hole for planting them in, so that you can get a good soil that's nice and loose and well draining soil as well. You want a nice well draining soil. Once we've dug our hole, I got some what's called a soil conditioner, and this would just go in the hole and just improve drainage and put some good organics in there for the young plant to get going come spring. So if I just break some of this, it's really wet. I'm going to chuck some of this in the hole. Like that. Just dig it in, work it into the soil. So you've got a nice loose mix. So we've got a nice loose mixture of soil mixed in with some of the soil amendment. Now what we'll do is we're going to take our grapevine, just make sure the depth is at the right depth, because you want the soil to finish off at the same level as the pot. So by taking the soil, holding it here, upside down, slowly remove it. You can see where the roots are on the root ball, so it's got a nice healthy root system. And then we plant this in the hole, putting the new soil back up to this level. A little bit more of the soil conditioner around the plant. And then cover it back up with the rest of the soil. Just slightly press it down into place. We've buried the vine up to this point, the original soil line. Here's the graft point here, and the new growth coming up off the top. So you can see the trellis system up here, and then in between the trellis systems are the grapevines. So 3 vines, and they're going to be trained in a cordon, mid-cordon style system, which I'll show you some the training and how to achieve the cordon style training with flame grape varieties. The flame variety is best suited for growing outside in the south of the UK. up against a nice sunny wall or fence, or in a good sunny location like this. Further north, apparently they recommend for growing inside a greenhouse or some sort of protection to be able to gain the crops. So we're looking at sort of a 3-4 year project before we start getting any of the grapes, but the training process is just as important, and so it'll be time well invested. Okay, now, so if you look at the diagrams that I've got here, the first number one is at the planting stage. So this is the stage that your grapevines will arrive to you at, and this is what the size generally or roughly about will be. On the second diagram, this is what you allow during the first season's growth. So there's no training particularly involved, you just kind of let the vine do what it's going to do. At the end of that season, so next winter, you then prune it to a single vine, and this is what will become the trunk for the grapevine. During the second growing season, you allow the two top buds that are nearest the horizontal wire to grow out and to become the arms of the cordon. You keep off any buds that are on the trunk, and any shoots that grow up from the base, you remove those so that you have a nice clean stem, and the only branches that are starting to form will become the arms of the cordon. These then are tied onto the wire as they grow. So by the third year you should have something that starts to resemble the picture here. So you can clearly see the trunk of the vine in the center. You've got the cordons which are going to the left and to the right. Incidentally, the joining point is showing is the crown, and then the spurs are what are grown off the cordons, and that's where you then grow the new canes and your grapes for future vines. So I hope this has been helpful in training a flame variety into a cordon system, and thank you for watching.